KevG weather overview, getting into a tropical air mass now. And part of that is the southerly wind flow that we have coming up the eastern seaboard. And the other part is associated with all these clouds generated in part by Tropical Storm Fred. Fred made landfall on the Florida coast yesterday, and it is spreading its rain and even a few isolated tornadoes up the spine of the Appalachians. Now, that circulation is not going to be anywhere near the tri-state area. So even though we will get into the air mass that's causing all this tropical downpour situation, we're not really going to see any widespread effects from the actual circulation of Fred. Now, we will be monitoring for the potential of heavy rain. There's a marginal risk for heavy rain and flash flooding, excessive rain, if you will. And the Weather Prediction Center has the areas well to the west of the tri-state area under the most concerned portion of that excessive rainfall outlook. They're in a slight risk, whereas we're in a marginal risk. And then you can see for Thursday, the entire area once again is in a marginal risk. So a lot of this, I think, is going to happen in the wee hours of Thursday morning. I think that'll be our chance at the most widespread rain that we will see. And then after that, it's just dodging showers and thunderstorms. I'll show you what I mean. Here's the GFS model, and it has the circulation to the south over Tennessee and the Carolinas, causing, the rain and the ruckus and even a few isolated tornadoes. Now, we still have this big high in control to the east of New England, and that high is going to kind of hold its ground a little bit. So look at where the circulation ends up by Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. It's still pretty far to the west of the tri-state area. You can see all that heavy rain going into upstate New York and portions of a good portion of Pennsylvania. And then as we get into Thursday morning, the wee hours of the morning, a slug of moisture associated with the circulation, but on the east side, it starts to move through. So I think that'll be our most widespread shot at rain, where everybody's kind of raining at once. And then for Thursday into Friday, it's just a tropical air mass with perhaps a few downpours and thunderstorms in the afternoon. And the models are just not going to be able to track that very well. That's just going to be something that we have to watch on a daily basis. Now, as we get out to Sunday, another tropical storm, Henri, is located east of the Carolinas, and the model just takes it out to sea. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Now, the National Hurricane Center, they have Henri going out to the open waters, but actually maintaining as a hurricane. So that'll kick up the surf and the swell. So if you're going swimming at the beach, be very careful. You'll see a lot of red flag warnings and things like that, and just be aware of the conditions at the shore. Now, the Weather Prediction Center, they have us getting about an inch of rain through the 7-day span. Now, I want to show you something interesting. This is day 1 through 7. And you can see the marked drop-off as you go towards the coast. You can see the heavier rain is concentrated over Pennsylvania and New York, well away from the coast. And as you go towards the coast, the amounts drop off. Now, this is day 1 through 3. And this is valid from Wednesday through Saturday. So you can see that through the 7-day period, if we're going to get any appreciable rain, it's going to happen in the first part of the forecast period. And as we get towards late in the weekend, it just gets more stable. The atmosphere gets a little bit more stable, and we have a chance to get a break from any rain chances. So not a bad looking weekend coming up. And I think that for the most part, this is going to be localized flooding is going to be the main thing with the remnants of Fred as the circulation goes well to our west. We'll keep an eye on it and watch the radars and everything like that. But I think the next weather story will be, do we get into hot and humid conditions once again as we go into next week once the two tropical systems move past the tri-state area?